Not mine. I did this. That's why
Yeah. Can't take that on the good.
So the shoulder blocks on this too?
Oh yeah.
You got a shield, yeah.
I was actually.
You have a shoulder block. So the different groups, they do not use shield stuff. Wrestling or any of that stagger gear, those groups. Doesn't happen often. It's actually really rare. Shield. Percent of occasion. But you will definitely have big guys with big shields. It is 12:15.
Ian and Force. I should have.
Yeah, but that's what they.
Good for a hug.
That's the monster.
Even if I haven't bathed in 3 days?
You should probably do that.
Trivial. Unimportant.
But it's not.
Some people can't get away with it.
There's not the service backdrop.
No, like
No,
no.
you weren't even hitting it.
It's just fighting.
There's a more intensive fight.
What?
My gloves.
Oh.
So nasty.
Vertical. Trial style. Maybe sometimes whatever style. There's like a 7-set strength, speed, cunning, skill, left gauntlet, right gauntlet, gauntlet of tests.
I think that was around maybe. Flip sort of did a lot of
Saucers, which is 30-ish high caliber fighters.
names that you associate with. Don't they see that as a way for like everyone?
If they beat you, and if they beat you, just.
Yeah, I thought it was magical.
But it's an doing well.
So I'm noticing if I get physically aggressive, you're preparing to jump back, and I'm catching you before you can do it. Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, I could tell more about it, but yeah, just
I'm
not
going to do it. No.
more diverse and expansive. Training period is just more custom to what that person needs. But that's the part of having like gauntlet trials. It's like when someone needs precision work, play poison armor. 2-on-1.
Hey, you guys actually made it.
2-on-1.
Yeah.
And
Half a day.
someone's wearing a bracer, and only hits only count to the pieces of armor. They're wearing a butt skirt, so you've got to make grabs on it.
Okay.
Like this.
Very well trained male too.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna reel us into swordboard stuff. Okay, we're gonna group back up
Wow, you know a lot of those.
and grab shields if you like to fight with shields.
Practice to learn where the leg shot instead of just.
Yeah.
These are how it
That's right.
It's really hard to get it out of
Big line a lot of times.
I say thank you.
Shield wall. Spears over there.
Use this if you yeah, it has a pickle in it.
That's right.
The layer like to that's a probably
All right, guys, take it easy. Wasn't
we're
interesting.
learning single hand blocks.
Great.
Offside time yeah. So
For you.
sleep. Like that, your elbows should be going towards your spine. Lifting your wrist up. And then bring it down the gravel. Always look to make the shield.
Is that a pickle?
Yeah.
Fuck my legs. That's why I fight like this now.
So right now we're gonna do sword and shield quick class, and I really love what you're doing, Kronos, and I'm gonna recommend that you all do this together.
All right.
If you came late, that's fine. Have someone who's been here the last few days teach you what they've learned. They'll retain it better, and you both win. You both get something out of it, yes? So my objective of this class that we're about to do is to do literally Sword and board basics in 5 minutes. Sword and board basics in a nutshell. Okay, this is not meant to be an exhaustive class. This is meant, one, to fulfill your request of how do I teach people to get better at sword board or like basic move. I'm just gonna fight with pretty basic equipment. We're looking at probably a round, so medium length sword, or a modest sized rectangle punch. Medium length sword. This is typical stuff that people pick up when they start. How to teach the basics of that to a new person. Okay, so learn for yourself or learn thinking, okay, I'm more a veteran guy in my group, this is how I can give the basics in a simple, short fashion. In teaching, tell someone what you're going to teach them before you teach it to them. I'm going to explain how to block both sides of your body, how to block the inside using your weapon, how to block your shield side using your shield. I'm going to teach you to avoid leg shots by not blocking low, because when you block low, you expose your body and die. So instead, whenever anything goes low, we're going to scoot away from it. How much is my torso moving?
Not very much.
Not very much. I keep the plane of my torso such that I have the same range to my opponent, while my legs disappear from where they're trying to strike me. Okay, so I'm teaching good guard, blocking position. We're teaching footwork, especially defensive, basic footwork, how to dodge with our legs. We're going to learn basically, like I was saying, guard of where to hold your shield, guard of where to hold your sword. Some bits about how those different things move to block those kind of shots that are going to come after you. Everything that we've looked at in single sword and basic strikes, you're just doing, but with a wall in front of you. Okay? And we can always remember some of these themes that we've been talking about. Recoiling from a shot to defend against it, twisting your body away from it, and using that as a coil to return stronger. So, for instance, if there's a cross on me, I dip my shoulder back, which does what with my guard? Puts it more in the way, and I have a stronger return, springing back from that. I can even spring back, stepping from that, I'm more likely to hit. So, sword and shield basics in a nutshell. Everyone go into a guard with your shield foot forward. Your shield foot forward is a more defensive positioning because it puts your shield more in front of your body. And the semi-sideways thing we talked about before narrows my target area. If you want to be more defended and stay alive longer, put your shield side forward. Okay. Where's your weapon going to be? Right along the edge, the inside low edge of that shield. Anyone see my torso? Except for you guys on the, yeah. How much of it can you see? Very little, that's the idea, okay? I can see your tummy. Turn your body more sideways, there we go. I can see none of your torso. You like pretend you're facing, everyone pretend you're facing me as your opponent. I should be able to see little bits maybe around your belt line, very little. I shouldn't see your shoulder at all. I'm tall and think I can see it, I'm thinking I can see it. Even Remy, he's a big dude using this very little shield. I see some in here, but his weapon's in the way. Okay? As good a guard you can get is put your shield covering as much of your torso, as much of this rectangle, shoulder to shoulder, as possible. Great. If you want a more aggressive stance, you're going to swing more, have more range. You want that offensive foot forward, your sword foot forward. Again, it's going to be all the more important that you're guarding that weapon side of your body with your weapon. What blocks are we going to use on this side with that weapon? Yeah, a back fist pump, slow pump to hip. Yeah, makes sense? Okay, what about now people swinging through this shoulder? Seeing some rotation here. Again, yeah, we can pivot our body away from that for a second. And a little shrug. That's all we need. I want you to look at this from behind, and Remy, you're coming to attack me from over here. Remy throws a wrap to my shoulder. He's hitting me. Remy throws a wrap to my shoulder. I shrug my shield. Is he hitting me? How many inches is my shield above my shoulder? Yeah, 2-ish. And that's all it takes. Now Remy's going to take a galloping step and throw the wrap there. How much did my shoulder or arm move? A shrug. Yeah, fuck your wrap. Come on, wrap it. Come on. Do it again. Okay, you have to move very little, right? It's a shrug. The deeper and wider he goes, the more I'm going to pivot away from that. And I'm going to chop his arm. So, I'm going to practice that gangster. Sleep, lean back, shrug that shoulder a little bit. I love the dip. Sweet. Get something right. Okay. What's your weapon side? Where's your weapon side blocking? Where's your weapon blocking? Shoulder through your hip.
It's like single sword.
Yeah, just like single sword. This is why we train so much single sword. Lower quads, shield in your hand. How about this hip? Shield. Ideally, your shield, the lower and deeper they go, or more likely, the wider they lunge that way. Yeah. What's his elbow doing?
Going to the spine.
Yeah, it's pulling back to the spine. Same philosophy. Even if I step real big and I'm a tall dude and I'm reaching for it, I got nothing. At worst, even with that small shield, at worst, I'm gonna bounce down and hit part of his leg. I'm not getting his butt cheek. This is just truth, okay? Big dude, small shield. Truth is, sometimes there's gonna be a slide to a leg, okay? Let's practice that footwork thing, because what looks most appealing if you have a good guard up in here? What can you see available on the person?
Leg.
Their leg, okay? So, we are going to, from a defensive stance, shield foot forward. Practice sweeping our front leg to our back foot. Taking just a little stutter step while hardly moving your torso at all. So the mix of my torso forward back plane moving on the inch or two.
Can I add something?
Covers, yeah.
I want to add something really quick because it's in toe shoes. If you watch, I'm gripping with my toes to move back and forth so that I can bounce around on the balls of my feet. And I'm trying to keep my heel up, but not so up that I'm like this. I'm just trying to keep it about a paper's width apart so I can glide around. So I can keep moving.
Fight on the balls of your feet. Check this out. Everyone put about 60% of the weight on, towards the front, the balls, middle front of your foot. And kind of lean back and forth on that. Now put your weight 60% or more on your heels.